Welcome to the Arsenal show. We are live, and I'm joined by none other than Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, I am. I was where am I disappeared.
Don't. Shh. Shh. They don't know.
Do you think they know? Do you think they
didn't notice.
noticed?
They didn't notice.
You
They were
didn't
like,
notice.
whoa, this is new. They was like, rah, this is new. What is this? He's gone on his own. Oh, no, he hasn't. Magic. Steve K's in the building. Yeah, I got
like
lost.
That.
Can't lie, I got lost. Got lost, people. I got lost.
We
My
got
brain
lost,
drifted elsewhere. It's been a long day. It's been a long week, but it is what it is. We move.
Mm.
All right. Welcome to the Arsenal show. We are live. Yes, we are live today. We've got plenty of news to talk about. We've got plenty of opinions. We're going to mix this in with our pre-match preview of the AFC Wimbledon versus Arsenal game in the League Cup. I don't know what do they call it now. Is it still the Carabao Cup? Still the Carabao Cup?
The EFL
trophy. EFL trophy. But who's it sponsored by? It is Carabao. It's Carabao still.
Yeah.
Yes,
Carabao.
It is. It's still the Carabao Cup. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still not feeling that old. All right. We've got some people in there joining us. Hit that like and hit that subscribe, people, and thank you for joining us. All right. We've got plenty to get over to get our teeth stuck into today. First of all, comments made by former Tottenham goalkeeper. You can see it's gearing up to this conversation I'm going to go into. Former Tottenham goalkeeper Paul Robinson. He did an interview Football London did an interview last week, and they said Leno had reacted badly in training to losing his spot to Aaron Ramsdale, but Arteta moved swiftly to deny those rumours. But ex-goalkeeper Paul Robinson believes that Leno has justification to be upset. Nonetheless, and there was a mistake in Arsenal buying Aaron Ramsdale. Let me read a few quotes that he said. He said that Leno will get angry because of his mental state is not right. His head is not in the right place. It's difficult as a goalkeeper when you're in and out of sides. Goalkeepers like to know if they're first or second. When they're in the pecking order, they don't want to be fighting for places every week. Ramsdale's a talented goalkeeper, but he makes mistakes and errors that lead to goals. If Arteta wanted to replace Leno, he should have gone and signed a top-class goalkeeper. What he brought in is no better than what he's got. Harsh comments, Steve. Do you agree to a certain extent? Was this your potentially even your thinking when Arsenal first went into Ramsdale?
No, he's talking out of his backside, isn't he? Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never heard so much rubbish in all my life. I mean, I listen to this guy every now and then on Sky Sports, and he talks absolute rubbish then. I hadn't heard about this. I heard sort of fleeting rumours about it, but not to the extent that you've just explained there. But it doesn't surprise me one little bit that it's came from that absolute toadhead of a goalkeeper called Paul Robinson. Mm-hmm. He's an idiot. He's trying to stir things up before the North London derby. Or for his sake, I hope he's trying to stir things up for the North London derby, because if that's his way of thinking and he actually believes with what he said there, he's got serious. He's the one who's got the mental problems, not Bernd Leno. And personally, I think he should keep his mouth shut. Sorry to all you Tottenham fans that watch us, but he should.
Yeah, look, to a certain extent, I agree with regards to goalkeepers want to know. Goalkeepers don't want to be in and out. They want to have it's a little bit like a striker. You want to, as a goalkeeper, you want to have that confidence that if you do have a bad game or you do have a mistake or something goes wrong, that you're not going to be shipped straight out. And that you need that reassurance as a goalkeeper that you've got a few games in you before the manager's contemplating swapping you out. But to say that a goalkeeper should know his place in the team and he should be first or second, I feel like that's also a very old school way of thinking. We've come to see that goalkeepers, as in any other player, need competition. Otherwise, they could potentially mentally wise fall short from having that competitive edge and keeping on their toes and keeping at their best. So I don't agree with that. And for me, the thing that I didn't understand is he says, why did they not go out and buy a top class goalkeeper rather than someone that is not better than what they've got? Now, these are personal opinions, but no one's saying that Leno's a bad keeper. No one once has said that Leno's rubbish. No one's talking trash about Leno. Leno's weaknesses are things that don't suit Arsenal's play. He's slow in moving that ball with his feet. It's been a problem for the last couple of years. And when Arsenal brought in Martinez, they saw the different side of a goalkeeper that was a lot quicker with his feet. And it was playing out the back. It was a lot simpler. It was a lot more fluid. And we were breaking out from the back more consistency. With Leno, that has, once he's come back in, you've seen that that's not been the case again.
Yeah.
So how much of a better goalkeeper was Martinez than Leno? Not that much. But it's personal preference on how they play. How much better is Pickford than Dean Henderson? Again, it's personal preference on how they play. So you can't absolutely smash down someone like Aaron Ramsdale and say he's no better than what Leno is, because it's quite evident that what he is doing at the moment is better than what Leno's doing. His feet are quicker. Go on.
Yeah. No, you want competition at club. You want the competition at any club. Whether you're playing at Sunday League level, you want competition in every area. I mean, that's not always easy to get. But what you want is competition. And if Leno's afraid of competition, then he really needs to move on. And maybe that's why he is moving on. But look, you've got Dean Henderson and De Gea. You don't hear them having a moan about. You've got Stefan at Manchester City who's saying, I love the competition, I want my place. You've got a top goalkeeper like Aurelio who's come in and he's at West Ham and he's fighting for his place with Fabianski. I can go on. You've got the goalkeeper at the two goalkeepers at Liverpool, both decent goalkeepers. I heard the West Ham goalkeeper say the other day that his name's gone for a minute. What's his name? The Liverpool guy. With it's Shah. You know what I mean, though. He comes in all the time. He performs decent when he comes in.
West Ham, it was. You throw me now, Adrian. But I was thinking of West Ham's goalkeeper and Fabianski now. Aurelio.
I said it. I said he was one of the ones I mentioned. Yeah. These are all goalkeepers that are there. They're all fighting for their place. Is Paul Robertson telling me that Amsdale's not as he's not as good as him? To me, he's better than every single one of them.
Yeah.
So, and we all know what Leno's faults are. You've already said there that the way Arsenal play, it doesn't suit the way he plays with the ball at the back and what he does with the ball. And we can all see he's brought Ramsdale in for that exact reason. We've all seen in the last 3 games since he's been here how much he's improved. Our defence. Then it's you need competition, and I don't agree with what he says, and Leno needs he should thrive on that. Goalkeeper should thrive on that, and
We saw Leno when Martini was getting in goal, and we saw him smirking when it looked like Martinez was having a good run, and there was comments that came out that said Leno he's up for the challenge. So it would surprise me now that he would potentially be upset about that when he knows full well that Arsenal needed to get in a goalkeeper after losing Matt Ryan, after bringing in Runnison and just seeing that clearly he's not up to Arsenal's level. So I just don't understand it.
What did he think? Did he think when Martinez left, did he think, I got a result here now, I've got an easy run and I'm going to be the Arsenal goalkeeper for the next 10 years?
This is a goalkeeper that's not signing a new contract. He's not signing a new deal. Yeah. So what are Arsenal meant to do?
this is a goalkeeper that last year on Sky Sports, I can remember him
There we
face
go.
to face, and he's turned around and he's actually said, I'd like to move on eventually, and I'd like to play in whatever league it was that he mentioned.
There we
And
go.
so Paul Robson, do me a favour. Did you listen to that? Did that just maybe your knowledge isn't that good of all round football, and maybe you should take a bit of notice of what's going on at Arsenal Football Club, or if you don't, then just stick to Spurs.
Yeah.
I'm getting angry now.
On that, but off the back of Mikel Arteta's comments and off the back of what came out from CF Bayern, Mr. Christian Fuchs, who are you starting in the North London derby?
Ramsdale. As I said on the last podcast, if I see Leno in between them sticks, I'm asking serious questions of Arteta.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He's doing. What I'm seeing on the pitch. I'm quite happy with Arteta, but with if he did that, that gives me an idea of his type of personality, his frame of mind, his strength in the dressing room, because that tells me that he's just trying to keep people happy, and not playing the goalkeeper who should be in playing. Ramsdale's done nothing wrong. He's had three fantastic games for us, and he should be stuck in goal. And I'll be fuming if Leno's in goal against Spurs. Really, really fuming.
Yeah, and that's not to say that. Sorry, just to go back on Paul Robertson's comments. That's not to say that Aaron Ramsdale doesn't make mistakes and he won't make mistakes in the future at Arsenal. But the geezer's 23 years of age. Arsenal have bought a goalkeeper, and based on what we've seen now so far, if he continues his development, Arsenal have got a goalkeeper for the next 10 years. So,
absolutely.
So it doesn't make sense, like what he's saying, because him as who came in as a young goalkeeper at Leeds will know about the mistakes that you make as a young goalkeeper, and you learn from them mistakes. So what are you talking about, Paul Robinson? Like, I really rated Paul Robinson as a goalkeeper, especially in his Leeds days. So it doesn't make sense where he's talking about he makes mistakes, this and that. It's all a bit of nonsense, and I think there is a bit of sort of trying to get into people's heads before that North London derby.
I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't help the relationship between Leno and Ramsdale. All this, does it? All this talk. You want them to get on. I mean, if Leno's acting this way, in training behind the scenes, we're not seeing it, then that's another reason to get him out, because we wouldn't be able to have that type of attitude. I mean, how he knows that Leno's got the ump, and I don't know where's he got it from. Every goalkeeper wants to play.
Yeah, it was.
If you're a top goalkeeper, you
fight
for your place.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. Next article that came out. Arsenal Academy manager Per Mertesackers has concluded that boss Mikel Arteta has no choice but to learn fast on the job. He also came out and said that he's confident that the Kroenkes will continue to financially support the club. The former German international said that the owners are more engaged than ever. They want to provide more. They want to provide more to the public and the fans. They want to be seen more, and I think they're going to be welcome. And they have been in close contact with me as well. Now is the time to get on board and trust the process. Now, there'll be cynics out there that will be saying, after 2 years of Mikel Arteta in charge, now you're saying trust the process? Okay, there's a lot to take in from that. First of all, Mikel Arteta has to learn on the job. I think we know that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he had 3 years at City. He was learning under Pep, but he was second in charge there, and this is his first managerial job. So, us Arsenal fans should be giving him a break. We should be waiting and looking, and even the slightest little bits of change that for the good. There'll be bad times. There'll be bad results. There'll be bad games. He'll make mess ups tactically, but I feel you've just got to give him the chance, or you don't have him at all. But I do trust with him, and I want to see him stay, but yeah, you got to trust the process. He's a new manager. I mean, you can't. What do you expect? You can't expect him to come in and get Champions League, win titles in the next 3 years with this squad. It's got to take building, and with what Per Mertesackers said regarding the Cronkies, which I don't believe. When I see it, I'll believe it.
Remember, he's an employee, so he's going to say nothing but good things when them questions are asked.
I mean, if Per Mertesackers was in front of me now and he said the words what you just said to me, I'd just be looking at him with a wry smile and just sort of say, yeah, all right, whatever you say, mate, whatever you say. Because how many times have we heard that before? Whether it's from Per Mertesacker, whether it's from Josh Kroenke, whether it's been from Ivan Gedizis, it's all been absolute rubbish. So, this time it may not be. But until, I see the Cronkies, and 135 million, I've already said it's not enough. We need double that. We need 250 million if he wants to get us back up there again. Then it's just, just goes over my shoulders and because I've heard it all before. Well, sorry about that, people. It looks like Kieran's sort of just left us for a minute. But yeah, I mean, look, we've got to give Arteta a chance. He is that new manager, and you got to listen. Sometimes you hear things from behind closed doors, and you hear that this Arsenal player said this about Mikel Arteta, that player said this about Mikel Arteta. Well, I'm not sure I believe all this, because when he was at Man City, all you ever heard was good things about him. You had Kevin De Bruyne. You have been saying if it wasn't for Mikel Arteta, then he wouldn't be the player he was. We heard from Raheem Sterling. If he didn't, if he wasn't for Mikel Arteta, he wouldn't be the player he was. So when you're getting top, probably you've got to say world-class footballers say these things about Mikel Arteta, then you've got to give him a chance. And we all know that the job that he's got is, it's incredibly hard. He's came in and he's he's not been given enough money, and it's okay, Per Mertesacker. It's okay him turning around, and it's all right, Per Mertesacker turning around and saying, look, we trust the process of Mikel Arteta. I get that, but trust the process of the Cronkies. We've heard this before. Personally, I'm not buying it. It's okay spending 135 million. There was a little bit of the newspaper where Per Mertesacker was one of the people that came out and he mentioned that 135 million. But look, 135 million is not enough for Arsenal Football Club. If it was a Chelsea, if it was a Man City, if it was a Liverpool, they would came in and they would be giving them the 250 million or the 350 million that they need. This guy, Stan Kroenke, is the second richest man in football. It is worrying when you think that he has got that type of money, and just for some reason he's not. He don't seem to be bothered giving it to Mikel Arteta to bring in certain players that we all know are definitely needed. Well, look, we've got Wimbledon tomorrow night. It's going to be a very, very, very tough game. What team's going to be played? Is it going to be a strong team that we play? Is it do we rest some players? Do we not? Personally, I said in the last show that I don't want players to be rested. I mean, please, in the comments, if you think that what do you think? Do you think we should play a strong team, or do you think we should play a second team, if you like? Personally, I'm just going to read out my team to you, and you just tell me if you agree with it or not. In goal, I would bring in Leno. as much as, you know, Ramsdale is, for me, our number one keeper. So our number two keeper, for me, he plays as the second goalkeeper, and but he does need to get, you know, game time. I wouldn't change much. I'd play Tommy Asso again. You know, he's been playing well. He needs games. He's just started in the team. I want to see that defence starting to blend as a unit. We've seen in the last few games that's exactly what's been happening. So I want to see Tommy Asso at right back. Then what I do want to do, I want to see Ben White. I want to see Gabriel. I want to see them build a partnership together. I don't want to keep on seeing this other player brought in and then another player brought out. I want to start seeing a back four, a back five, you know, apart from Leno, obviously, start to blend together. We need to start, you know, getting that unit together. So I would play White, I would play Gabriel. I possibly may play Tavares, but Kieran's back now, so I'll let him.
Apologies about that, people. Internet. Nothing you can do about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Live TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know where Steve got to, but I'm sure he probably ran the show like a boss there. Thank you very much, Steve. But yeah, I think he was talking about the Capital One or the EFL trophy, but we'll get onto that in a sec. First of all, I did hear you mention about building a team. Mikel Arteta actually came out and said he's building a team with good characters and leaders. Martin Odegaard captured the headlines with his match-winning goal against Burnley on Saturday and the positivity of his performance. But the manager says he is far from the only one that shows personality. I think we are building some leadership in the group, Arteta says. He told Arsenal media. Now, it feels weird. Like last year or even the year before as well, most especially, you would have looked at this team and thought there's no leaders. People used to band around that phrase, there's no leaders in this team, there's no leaders, so I can't put my hat on a leader. You look at the team now, when he makes them remarks about Martin Odegaard, you've heard things previously about Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard is the captain of the Norwegian team. You've got Kieran Tierney, who people say should be the next Arsenal captain. You've got looking at players like Gabriel, who's got that sort of energy to him where, okay, maybe not now, but in a couple of years' time, once his English is on point and once he's like England is his home, you feel like he could be one of them as well. Ben White, who's got Ben White, people look at him and think, there was loads of things going around saying Ben White's no good in the air. I mean, he just played against Burnley and absolutely owned Chris Woods the other day. Do you know what I mean? He was brilliant in the air. And if anyone knows Ben White and his history as a player, he played in the lower leagues. You got to have good mentality to be that kind of player that can play in those leagues. Yeah. Are Arsenal starting to build characters? Are Arsenal starting to buy characters as well?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. It seems to have shown in the few games, you know, since we've started to get that regular team together over the last few games. You've already mentioned some. You mentioned Ben White. You've mentioned Gabriel. You've mentioned Odegaard. Thomas Partey. You know, it goes without saying he's a leader on the football pitch when he's at his best. Even Tommy Asso, I can see him turning into someone who maybe not be a shouter, Kieran, but someone who can lead by example by his performances on the bench. We've brought in him, we've brought in Tierney, and you're right, it is these players that we've brought in. So again, you think people have a go at Arteta, but he is bringing in leaders. He is bringing in them characters. I mean, Tavares, you know, another one, a right character who you can see maybe 2-3 years down the line, he's got that challenging for that leadership quality, challenging for Kieran Tierney's place.
Yeah, definitely challenging.
Yeah, Xhaka. I mean, Xhaka's still there. I mean,
captain of the Swiss team.
Yeah, he's a leader. So it's funny because, like we were saying, it was only sort of a few months ago that we were saying, "Oh, where are they?"
Yeah.
But now they're starting to appear, and you've got to give Arteta a really big pat on the back for that, because he's obviously seen something that maybe us fans missed. Because these players are starting to. The only problem is, Kieran, it's the leaders up front. There's not.
Yeah.
They ain't there.
Yeah. It used to be very much Arsenal. I don't know if everyone's seen that picture of the horse where it's like a stallion at the front, and then it looks like a kid's drawn the back end of a horse, which used to sum up Arsenal's defence. But it seems like it's very much the other way around now. So yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. I completely agree with what Mikel Arteta is saying. But I just hopefully he gets to complete this project, which is get through this season, get into Europe again, and then bring in the players in the summer to sort of finally finish off this team, because it does need another transfer window, not a January transfer window, because that's not a serious window. It needs a summer window where we can finally get rid of the players that are on the year left in their contract. You've not got to worry about players running down their contracts that you don't want there. That needs to happen, and then finally leave some room for bringing in the players that you want to bring in. And the quicker that can happen, the better, because I think there's a lot of impatient people. But all right, let's crack on. Let's get on to the pre-match preview of the Wimbledon game. Now, there's been a lot of talk about youngsters playing, who's going to play, who's going to start. First of all, let's start at the back. Let's start with the goalkeepers. Whoever starts tomorrow, it's probably fair to say that they won't be starting in the North London derby. Would you say that as a fair assumption, Steve?
Yeah, it's a definite. It's an absolute definite, mate. You got it spot on, and we just hope that it's Leno who starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. No, it's true.
If Ramsdale walks out tomorrow, then like all the rumours that that's been floating around over the last week or so, we'll know that they've been true, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy fans, and Arteta's going to lose a lot of Arsenal fans, and maybe I mean he won't lose me altogether, but I certainly will have to question that decision, because I wouldn't understand it. But yeah, I think you're right. I think whoever's in goal tomorrow will not be playing on Sunday.
Yeah. So let's get to the team news. Mohamed Elneny's left hamstring. He's still recovering from a hamstring strain and will be assessed ahead of Wednesday's game. So we could be seeing Mohamed Elneny in the next game. Granit Xhaka is still suspended after his red card at Manchester City. And other than that, it looks like a full house with regards to team selection for Mikel Arteta. I'm sure in a couple of them positions, he'd probably wouldn't have minded a couple of nickels to make that decision a little bit easier for him. But yeah, let's get into the predicted lineup. I mean, this is going to be pretty hard because obviously, if you're going to go with like maybe potentially the rumours that have been coming out that Ramsdale is going to start, he's going to sit on the bench for the North London derby, which doesn't make sense. Why would you bring in a goalkeeper for the last 3 games to then drop him for a game which would massively show his character, would massively put him in a position that would be keeping him good standing for many years to come if he was to have a good game. To bring in Leno for the North London derby for me would be, one, a bit of a cop out, and 2, I don't know. Maybe his thinking is because Leno's been there before, and it's a game that might be with the added addition of the fans being in the stadium. It's going to be very heated. It's going to be a cauldron. But Aaron Ramsdale strikes me as someone who can take all of that. I said that after his first interview on the Arsenal player. It will age well. Go and watch it back if you've not seen it, because he comes across as a great character. He comes across as, especially when at the time there was a lot of them scrotes turning around and saying, we don't want you at our club, F off and all this and absolute nonsense. But it seemed like even then he just brushed that off. He just didn't care. Like he doesn't strike me as someone who gets fazed by these situations. But Steve, who have you got for your predicted lineup?
This is him. This is Arteta's lineup.
Yeah, and mind you, do you think he's going to play some youth? Would you like to see youth as well?
No. I would. But
give us the predicted lineup, and then we're going to whether you'd play youth, why you'd play youth, and if not, go on.
But the predicted lineup, I think he's got to play Leno, because I just think if he plays, he's got to play Leno, because if he ends up playing Leno against Spurs, and we get beat, then I don't know. He ain't going to be in a very good position, is he? So I can't see him even wanting to risk that. So I'm going to say that he is going to, be sensible and play Leno in goal. At number at the back, I think he played. I don't know if this is me or him, you see, but I think he'll give Tomiyasu a game. I mean, he needs to start. He needs more games. He's new to the club, so you want him to play. I'd give Tierney a rest. I'd give Tierney a rest, and I'd play Tavares at left back. In the centre back. I've just seen a text there from YNOC, and he says, "Please not Mari." I've got to find it. It's not my choice, but I think he will. I think he's going to bring in Mari, and but I wouldn't. And I think he'll probably play him with Ben White. Okay. In the middle there, Jack is still injured, isn't he? So and then he's obviously got a fitness test. Partey, I think he'll play Partey. I think he'll play Lokonga. I think Lokonga will play tomorrow. I think he'll play Odegaard, and up front, it's a bit more hope than anything. I think he'll play Pepe, and I think he'll bring Lacazette in. I've just got a feeling he's going to bring Lacazette in.
So who did you go for at right back?
And I think Aubameyang will play, because he needs to play. And if you're a manager and you've seen him over the last 3 games, you know he needs goals, and he needs to score goals. And this is a chance for him to score goals. So I'm pretty sure he's got. So that's the team that I think he'll play.
Sorry, who did you have at right back?
Right back, Tomiyasu. I think
so. For Tommy, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'd be Leno, Tommy, Tavares. I think he'd play Mari and White. I think he played Partey and Odegaard, the Conga, and Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette. And I think he'll give Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe a rest.
All right. So not too many changes in that team. Is that a team you'd like to see? What would you change in that?
I'd be quite happy with that. If it was me, I want to stick with the same team. For me, this is a massive game for us. This is the league. This is the League Cup. We've only got 3 things to go for this season, and we all know what can happen in League Cup. We've seen good Arsenal sides, top Arsenal sides, get knocked out by this type of opposition in the past. So I'll be fuming if we got knocked out. I just want to make sure of it. So there's not too much I'd change. I'd like to keep the back 5, apart from Leno, because I'd put Leno in goal. I'd still like to keep White and Gabriel, because I just want to keep seeing that partnership formed.
Yeah.
I would give Smith-Rowe and Saka a rest. I think over the last 2 rating shows, we've sort of Saka and Smith-Rowe, we've sort of said that they're not been at their full thing, and I think it's a chance to give them a rest. So I'd rest them, and because as I say, it's going to be tough. Wimbledon are a good, Wimbledon have had a good start to the season. I mean, they're sitting 7th in the league. They've only lost 2 games, and one was against high-flying Sunderland and nearly top of the table Plymouth. And they're a side who knows where the net is. I mean, they can let a few goals in every now and then. So this is the game I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I don't think it's a game we can take too many risks on because of the amount of things we've got to go for this season.
There's been a lot of talk about playing some of the youngsters. One of them being Balogun, and the other one being Charlie Patino. Not a game for you to blood some of them youngsters.
I'm tempted. I'm really, especially Charlie Patino. I mean, I mean, this kid is, you know, people in the comments, people watching. If you haven't had a good look at it, go and have a look at it because this kid could be anything. I mean, people are comparing him to, you know, the next Cesc Fabregas and looking at him more and more. I can see a little bit why he is.
He's very, very, very easy on the eye. Loves the drop of the shoulder, glides across the pitch, makes it look very effortless. Very good vision, passing, and he, very seems very, very hard to get the ball off. But that's under 23s. I mean, it's a completely different world to the under 23s to the first team in men's football. So that remains to be seen.
Yeah, and he's only 17, isn't he? I mean, he's only 17 years old, and is Wimbledon on a cold night, you know, he's ideal, you know, place to make his debut for Arsenal. You know, I probably don't think so. I probably think his debut for Arsenal is probably on, against Wimbledon. It's Arsenal, in it. But you know, I think he's, you know, he would be suited to making his debut more in a, you know, in a Premiership match. You know, or something like that. But it's tempting because he's different gravy, isn't he? I mean, but I'm just frightened. I just don't want to rush him. You know, I just don't want to rush him. And you know, is he ready yet? You know, we're not sure. If he plays, he's going to get kicks all over the place. I mean, that's what Wimbledon do. They haven't changed from over the years, but. You know, it's very similar to Cesc Fabregas. I mean, whether they're because of a bit of the Spanish connection, but I mean, he's a quality footballer. I mean, he's, you know, if this kid carries on the conveyor belt, you know that he is, then he's going to be something special. And I mean, he was unbelievable against Manchester United, wasn't he? I mean, in
in the was it 3-1 victory in the under 23s?
Yeah. I mean, he scored an unbelievable goal from 35 yards out, just running past defenders, and I think he went for about three of them. One of them was Phil Jones, went round in and he chipped the ball over Dean Henderson.
Yeah, little dink over Dean Henderson. I mean, that's the England international goalkeeper. You're not. Who would you bring in tomorrow's game? Who would you bring in? As opposed to what Steve's done with regards to, would you play the youngsters? You're saying you're bringing the kids, but you can't just say you're bringing the kids. What kids would you bring in specifically, and who are you dropping? As you said, but I think sitting him in the centre midfield would be ludicrous. Play him in as a number 10. I don't know if that's too crazy. If you're taking out a Smith Rowe, is for me, is Martin Odegaard worth risking ahead of the North London derby against AFC Wimbledon, aka the old school crazy game? It's a different one, but they still want that mantra. They still want to live that life. They're still a League One team. For me,
I see what you're saying.
Look, Arsenal aren't going to have any games to blood any youngsters this season unless they go up against like some seriously low opposition in the FA Cup. So I don't think, as you've done there, I don't think they can afford to make too many changes. Arsenal, the players, they need the momentum. They're probably used to playing 2 games a week, so you want them to have. Okay, they're going to have be well rested, but they still want to keep the engine flowing. They still want to keep the legs moving and at a competitive level. Yeah, not too many changes can be made, and I would also start Lacazette up top. With regards to Balogun, I don't know. I'd probably start him on the bench, but I'd bring in a Martinelli, and I think that Pepe needs to keep playing. I think that guy just needs to keep playing. He's a confidence player. He needs to, if he's had one game where he's not quite done it, I think he needs another game to show that he can do it, and then do it again and do it again. So I think I'd play Pepe, Laka, and Martinelli up top.
No, you drop Aubameyang, yeah.
I think I'd drop Aubameyang ahead of or rest him. I'm not going to tell him I'm dropping him ahead of the North London derby, because I also think that Lacazette needs game time as well.
Yes,
because we can't just rely on Aubameyang and then hope that all of a sudden when Aubameyang's not out, Lacazette could just drop straight in and hit the ground running. He needs games. He's a confidence player, and a game like this where he could potentially score a couple of goals, or even a few goals, it would help him. And especially going into that game on Sunday. It's a massive game. So, yeah, I wouldn't make too many changes, but I think I'd be resting a couple of players. And then even with the potential of bringing them on. Look, there's no reason why Abba can't come on as a sub. There's no reason why Balogun couldn't come on as a sub. And, and same as Odegaard.
It's funny though, like we're saying, like give him a rest, Aubameyang, and it does make sense to a degree. But I mean, he didn't need much of a rest after Burnley, did he?
No, I know. Yeah, true. Maybe it might be worth saying dropped, because he has this bit between his teeth when he thinks he got dropped. When he gets dropped, so he has that. He comes on like bite. So, but maybe what did wine? You're not. Let's see what you're not come up with. He has picked goalkeeper. He doesn't know. You've copped out there. You've copped out.
Bottled it.
You bottled it.
Come on, come on.
Who's your goalkeeper? Tommy Ashu's gone for White. He's gone to Fares, Lakonga, Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the centre. Obviously, didn't watch the second game of the season. Odegaard, Martinelli, Laka, and Pepe. So same top three as me. You've got to give us your goalkeeper. That is the crux. That's the main point. Who is your goalkeeper? Because whoever's playing tomorrow ain't playing Sunday. All right.
So wait, he's playing Tommy Asher as a centre back then, yeah?
No, who's he got? Who's Dredrick? Is he talking about Mari? Or are you talking about Cedric? Oh, he's got Cedric. Oh, you are playing. Oh, Dedrick. Oh, he's got jokes. You're not got jokes. Yeah, Dedrick. What? Tommy Asher at centre back. All right, interesting. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Tommy Asher at centre back. You can't. You can't do that. You can't go with Okunwoko. No, you can't.
No,
you can't. No. You saw him in pre-season, and he needs to work on his footwork. He's a good goalkeeper, but he needs to work on his footwork. And I think, from what I've seen, Hines a better goalkeeper as well. Very good shot stopper.
I think what's important about this game, regarding resting or bringing players out, or the ones that, if we are going to, change it from our first 11 that we see week in, week out, and the weekends, is that Saka and Smith Rowe need a rest.
100%.
I think they seriously need a rest.
100%.
And I mean they're the main two that I would have thought, that you won't see them tomorrow. I'll be very surprised if.
Yeah, and for me. Smith Rowe needs to rest, because Smith Rowe is not at the fitness levels of all the other first team players. He's still trying to get. He's still got to catch up a bit. On the flip side, Saka, he's not had a break for about 2-3 years. He's played countless amounts of games for Arsenal, and it more so a mental thing as well. He went through a lot in the summer, and for a 19-year-old, he had to learn a lot, and he heard a lot, and mentally that would be draining. And he came straight back in. He had like a week off, it seemed, and he was straight back into the team with no option because we needed him. So Saka definitely needs a break because that poor kid, his mind must be going crazy. So Glenn has gone for Leno in goal. He's gone for Ramsdale, Cedric, Holding, Mari, Tavares, Maitland-Niles, Lokonga, Martinelli, Balogun, and Ketia, Laka. 4-4-2. Wow. Did I jump in a DeLorean? What's going on, Glenn? I don't mind a bit of 4-4-2. Can that midfield hold it? A midfield of Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, and Lokonga to hold a 4-4-2. Martinelli is a right midfielder. Balogun as a left midfielder. Or it's the other way around. Whoa, that is a seriously attacking team. Seriously attacking team, Glenn. All right, Steve, let's go. After your predicted lineup, who have you got as your key player? As your key man?
Key man tomorrow.
Who's going to pull the strings? Who's going to make it happen? Who's going to stop the goals? Who's going to score the goals? Who is your key man?
Key man. I mean, it's going to be one of those games where I hope at the end of it, I'm going to be saying he played well, and quite a few of them could end up being the key man. I'm going to go if Lacazette plays and Aubameyang don't, and he does bring Balogun in, then I'm going to go for Lacazette.
Who did you go for up top?
I went up top, Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette.
Oh, you've gone for like full, like no nonsense.
Yeah, like, three across. But
I mean, like you've gone your two goal scorers, like Aubameyang, Lacazette, and then I mean your three top goal scorers for the last 2 seasons.
I want to see. I mean, I've put Lacazette down. We all know what he's been playing at. But I want to see Lacazette play, and I want to see, like we mentioned again in the show the weekend that on Tuesday, no, not Tuesday, it was the weekend. Can we get Lacazette and Aubameyang going, even if it's just for one more season? Can we get them buzzing? Does Aubameyang, is he missing Lacazette? So I would like to see Lacazette and Aubameyang start. I want, which obviously means Pepe's going back out on the right, Aubameyang's on the left, and Lacazette's going down the middle. And I want to see like Arsenal win about 5-0 with, Lacazette scoring a couple, making a couple for Aubameyang, and putting himself in the window for the North London derby.
Yeah. You want them to be competitive. You don't want them to be friends in this situation. You don't want them to be chummy. You want them to be, I'm taking your spot. I'm taking your shirt. But it just doesn't feel that it's that way. It feels like it's to me to you sometimes.
He might not play.
He might not play.
Who knows? But that's going by
your predicted lineup.
My predicted lineup, I'd go with Lacazette and we go with Lacazette because I think he's going to play.
I think Lacazette will play, and I think he'll score. What's your score predictions and your goal scorers?
I'm going to go for a big win. I'm going to go for. I think we'll get another clean sheet, and I'm going to go. We're at home. I'm going to go 5-0.
5-0. Wow. I mean, what a game. Who have you got with your goal scorers?
Yeah. I'm going to go with Partey's going to get one.
Whoa!
He's going to pop up with one. He's going to get. Would be his first goal for Arsenal? Will it?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go for Lacazette get a couple.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go for Tavares because I know he likes getting forward.
I think Tavares could score tomorrow. Do you know what? Yeah, in my head, I feel like that kid could score every game. Like, because the way he's so powerful and he just breaks forward and he's so direct. I really like Tavares. I think Arsenal's transfer dealings this summer Yes, they were slightly underwhelming as an overall thing, maybe. But when you break it down and you look at the players that went out, Arsenal got rid of like 25 players off the books.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them being some of our higher earners. They also brought in some really good sort of understated players in Lokonga and Tavares. 15 million for Lokonga and 10 million and 8 million for Tavares. Like, I mean, we're not seeing what they could do long term. And they may have the Arsenal effect, which I hope it's not. But it's looking good so far. So you've got Partey, Lacazette 2, Tavares 1 more,
Aubameyang,
and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with the final goal. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be an awesome game. Boom.
Yeah. It's gonna. I'll tell you what though, the team selection is probably one of the hardest ones we've ever done. This one.
Yeah, because normally in a cup, and especially against a team like AFC Wimbledon, you're expecting to see some youngsters. You'd probably see a young right back, a young attacking midfielder or a winger. You'll see maybe a young striker, an Eddie Nketiah. But just we've not got many options. We've only got the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the League. There's no Europa League anymore, which it's an extra however many games, plus travelling all over the place, plus you're playing. I mean, last year was ideal for us because we played Malmo and Dundalk. Like, you're not going to get better. You're not going to get two easier ties where you could play youngsters than that. Like they were godsend. Trust me.
So another reason why I feel that we got to go strong tomorrow, and it's making me not want to play youngsters, is that we have to be in the real world here and think about, be realistic. Is that Europa League football is going to be a push again this season. It's very possible that we could finish outside 8th, 9th again. It's not out of the question. So if that's the case, and we also get knocked out of the League Cup, it's not going to be good. And in the dressing room, it's only going to feed. And we've got Tottenham Sunday, and putting out a weakened team, losing to Wimbledon on penalties, and playing Tottenham on North London derby on Sunday.
Yeah, won't be good. Won't be good.
It won't be
good.
Get
it over and done with. Get it over and done with. Get it over and done with. Put in the back of the net, then bring on Patino, and then bring on Balogun. This ain't the time to mess around, people. Let's get this game won, and then we could try the youngsters. What would be better if we winning at 3-4-0 at half time? You bring on a couple of youngsters to get a couple of goals. That's that. Do that.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to see Partey score a goal. I didn't expect you to say Partey there, but that'd be brilliant if he could score a goal.
I'm dying for him to score a goal. I just want him to score. I think he's dying for himself to score, isn't he? I mean, he's just every time he takes his shot, you're like, oh God.
Yeah, and so is someone in the high rise on the 14th, 15th floor, mate.
So all you want is one of them just to fly in the top corner, don't you?
We certainly do.
It's
coming. It's coming.
I mean, I know
the long-range screamer from the octopus is coming.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, people. Thank you for joining us tonight, Steve. I have to apologise for my internet there. Absolutely cut me off. Then it come up with the signal sign. I was just like, I've been here before, and I've sat here for 45 minutes trying to get the internet back up, but we managed to get it back on. That's what happens with live TV. We got through it. Thank you very much, Steve. Well done there.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Steve, as well as being technical, stand-in, presenter, the lot.
Yeah. Man of all.
Jack of all.
Jack of all trades tonight.
You can't say master of none. With that, it can't be. It's not that. Yeah. It's not that. We're masters of loads of stuff. Loads of stuff.
Unlike Paul Robinson.
You was not happy with that Paul Robinson comment, was you?
Not happy with that. First, I've actually heard of that actually, so I was, not happy at all. Not happy at all.
Yeah, he's not happy. All right, people, this is the last time I'm going to be. You're going to see these lives on Twitter for a while. We're going to be going only on Well, I'll tell you where we're going to be. Yeah. The Arsenal show is going to be on the Arsenal show page on Twitter. And that's the only page you can get. So if you want to see it on there, you can follow it on there. And you have to go to the page, all right? Otherwise, you can come to a YouTube, all right? So, same as the Man United show, not that you're interested, you'll only find it on there, all right? And the Transfer Exchange show, you'll only find on the Transfer Exchange page when its Transfer Exchange show is actually on, all right? So you get where I'm coming from. Shows will be on the pages from now on. However, subscribe to the YouTube, yeah, for a chance to win a shirt. Nathan Ellerton, yes, former Premier League footballer, former top goal scorer of the Championship when he was at Wigan. Yeah, he's going to be giving away a shirt. So you make sure you hit that subscribe button. And it's not just to new subscribers. It's to all the old subscribers. The day oneers, yeah, you're not. Don't worry, you're going to be in that. You're going to be in that. Yeah. We may think of other reasons to give you multiple opportunities to win. Maybe if you share it, you get 2 opportunities to win. How about that? So if you share it, I'm going to give you 2 chances to win. So it will go into a randomizer and your name will be in there twice. How about that one? All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Russ Morgan. I don't remember seeing you before, unless you changed your name. I've never seen the Banter Orange or the Fanta Banter. All right. Russ Morgan, the Fanta Banter. The Banter Fanta. And of course, Glenn Cook, always with us. Thank you very much for joining us, Glenn. Appreciate your time and effort. Look, you know it. He's loving it. He's like, do you know what? I'm going to share this. I want a chance of winning a shirt. And obviously, you get a chance. You get your own choice of shirt. I'm not going to just throw a shirt to you. You can tell us what shirt you want. All right? And we'll get you the shirts. All right. Once again, thank you for joining us tonight, Steve.
More than welcome, mate. Enjoyed it.
And everyone else, thank you for joining us. Peace out, people. Stay safe. I am not messing this outro up again. And wash your hands.